Hey guys, this is Tara with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and I'm back from my vacation with vlog number 18 in Tara Does, Arizona, hashtag burningsage. And wow, it's been a long week, fun and exciting. So I'm actually not going to do too much talking on this vlog because I have so much video to show you guys that I'm basically just going to maybe insert some music and you guys have fun, you know, going along, reliving this fun vacation that I've had. So I'm actually sitting outside right now. It's pretty cool. It's only about 88 degrees. It's pretty humid because we had an awesome monsoon at about 5:30 this morning. So I woke up and I like really feel like temperature changes and like pressure changes. Like I kind of know when the weather is about to turn. So like I woke up immediately, you know, the wind was blowing so hard, the rain was like going sideways, you know, I could hear all the thunder. It was freaking awesome. You know, I love me some storms. So it still smells like pretty like wet and kind of that unique wet desert smell. It's like my favorite smell in all the land. So the birds are having fun. They're kind of out and about. They're trying to figure out like, okay, well, how do we re-nest in these trees? So the Chihuahuan ravens and the doves and the pigeons and all that are kind of flying around trying to figure out, okay, when's the next monsoon? So anyway, let's go flashback to the last week. Was it last week? Anyway, this is pre 4th of July. This was June 30th. Okay, so there we go. So as you know, I went down to San Diego, so I picked up a rental car that I was going to have for like a whole entire week. So I picked that, or a couple of weeks actually. So I picked that up the day before I went down to San Diego, and basically it was down to San Diego and back because I was there to meet with my ex-boyfriend and the appraiser and just kind of, you know, deal with the house business. But most importantly, I wanted to go see my kittens. Like if my kittens weren't there, then I probably wouldn't have come down for the appraiser because I really wanted to meet Wally and Loki again. You know, I miss them incredibly, and as you know, I bought them like little gifts and things like that, lots of little rainbow things. So I have some video to show you guys of Wally and Loki. Wally just, I don't know, he seems smaller. Then it's like, you know, since I've been away for a while, it's like he just seems smaller, but maybe in my mind I just always envision him as this giant puma. So it's like, oh my gosh, yeah, my kitten's actually a lot smaller. And Loki, I don't know if he's put on some extra fur, some extra weight, but Loki looks a lot bigger, and he is, you know, as you know, our resident panther. So yeah, so I'll insert some video of that. But yeah, it was just it was really awesome to be able to see them. I was connecting to their energy. We were having like a little bit of a conversation, and it was kind of I don't know, I want to say like happy but sad kind of thing, you know, because I know that I was going to be leaving them again. But it was kind of this thing that it was mostly Loki that was speaking with me, you know, whereas Wally was just like da 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 da, you know, doing what Wally does. But Loki was the one that was really speaking to me, and he was like, you know, we're still coming to you energetically, and we want to remain somewhat aloof while you're here because we don't want it to be extra painful when you leave again. So they were kind of like we want to release you of this pain, you know, being separated from us. So we're going to act as if we're separating, but know that we've become closer together energetically, because I have seen them almost every night in my dreams when I'm just, you know, how I see spirits and stuff, but I see their little spirits, you know, and I don't have to, people don't have to be crossed over for me to see their spirits, because we're all made of spirit and we can travel wherever we want to outside of our physical bodies. And so yeah, I've been seeing them quite a lot, and it feels like our connection has become much more deeper at a spirit level than it has been at a physical level, because now that we've been physically separated. So that was really interesting. And let's see, and then it was like a couple of days passed. I was getting ready to go down for my big trip. So it was going to be going back down to San Diego again, and then shooting up to the Bay Area, which I've only been to the Bay Area once before, and it was like I was only there like less than a day, so I didn't really get to see much. Well, I did now. So I went down on July 4th for Independence Day for my aunt's party down in Vista. It was my dad, my stepmom, my brother, my aunt, of course, one of her friends, and then, myself and James. And yeah, we had a good time. My aunt busted out her like full like USA regalia. You know, she had her like little stars and stripes socks, like her shirt, like everything. Like she puts on a party. So yeah, we had a lot of fun. Her view in Vista, you get to see all the different fireworks in different parts of the city, so that was a lot of fun. You know, my father and I ended up going to one part of her property, and it was just me and my dad. We were like watching all these fireworks, having a great time. My dad's like so amazed by fireworks. He's like, wow, yeah, you get on with that, yeah. And you know, so it was a lot of fun. And I ended up staying after with my brother. So like I drove up there with my brother because we went down. My brother was staying at an Airbnb with his girlfriend, and as I drove into town, I kind of like hung out for a little while. Actually, I went to I was just kind of like killing some time, and then I like picked up my brother, went over to my aunt's house, and then before we took my brother back to the Airbnb, we went to the park that was down the street from where he was staying, and just kind of like talked. And my brother and I haven't had a long, deep conversation in a long time. You know, we call each other every once in a blue moon, because he's busy doing his thing in Vallejo, and I'm out here in Tempe. But my brother and I used to be like peanut butter and jelly. Like we were so tight, we were so close, and it's been kind of sad for me that we became adults and we just kind of like grew apart. And he went off and did his thing, I've been doing my thing, but it was so nice to be able to just sit down and like talk about actual stuff, not like the weather or what are you doing at work, but like some actual spiritual stuff. And my brother is getting back into his spirituality. Like I've told you guys before, he and I were like the two little psychic twins, and my brother had went off like his way where he didn't, that kind of stuff scared him, whereas I went towards it. And so me being who I am, I've never hid like what I do and, and all of that. And so I was so excited to hear my brother's like, I want to open up my third eye again. Like, I don't want to be scared anymore. I want to be able to understand it. Like, help me open up my third eye. And I was like, oh my gosh. So we had some deep conversation, and there was at one point my brother and I both smelled this citrus flavor, this lemon flavor that we both smell like when it's connected to our grandmother. We smelled it at the same time. My brother's like, do you smell that? I'm like, I smell the citrus. And then we're like, grandma, and it went away immediately. Like James didn't smell it, his girlfriend Rhoda didn't smell it, and we were like, and it was like this nice little moment that we had together. And he's like, hey, well, if you're going up to the Bay Area, he goes, I'm going to be going up on Tuesday. We were going to be going up on Monday. And this was like Sunday that we were doing this. And he's like, so let's go hang out while you're up there. I'm like, heck yeah. Like, you don't know. Like, I miss my baby brother. Like, I miss him so much. And I was so happy to finally freaking connect again. So Brian, if you're watching this, I love you, bro. I'm so proud of you. And anyway, so the next day, James and I hung out in OB. We actually took a nap on the beach because we actually didn't get a hotel because we were cheaps. We were cheapies, and we slept in the Volkswagen Passat that I had rented, and we slept in the Walmart parking lot. Because we were only going to be sleeping like a few hours, and we got up the next morning, went to OB, went to sleep on the beach, kind of walked around OB a little bit. Then we went to Lucha Libre to go get the best freaking burritos. Maybe not like the best in San Diego, but definitely the most colorful ambiance and stuff like that. I mean, if Vanilla Ice can sit in the VIP section, which I did see him before, I do have photos, then it's good enough for me, right? So we went and got some burritos at Lucha Libre, and then it was up to the Bay Area, but it was the day after Independence Day, so poor time to be on the roads. 11 hours to the Bay Area. Should have been a 7-hour trip, 11 freaking hours. We didn't get there till like 10 or 11 o'clock at night. So freaking tired. We even got into like a mini fender bender while we were up there. Like another car wasn't paying attention. We were stopped on the 5 freeway. Another car not paying attention, bumps us from behind, just a bump. Like there was no damage or anything. She was just there with her little doggy, her little chihuahua. And I was just like, really? Like one last thing. But you know, getting out of the stress of the 11-hour trip, we were finally in the Bay Area. We made it to Palo Alto. There were so many wonderful things. Like I said, I'm gonna like put a bunch of video in here, but we went to Mavericks, you know, because I'm all into surf and stuff. So I wanted to go see Mavericks. We went to Half Moon Bay. We had some fish and chips, you know, near the wharf. I went to Hayton Ashbury, where the hippie movement took place. So much color, so much art, freaking wonderful. I love all the interesting people. Saw a guy that was wearing a cat's tail that was at the ATM, freaking awesome. I went, gosh, we were just like all over the place. We went to the Redwoods. Where else did we go? I don't know, just kind of like all around downtown San Francisco. Got to see, like off in the distance, Alcatraz. I got to see the Golden Gate Bridge, went across the Bay Bridge, did meet up with my brother in Oakland actually, so I have video of that. And we went to like a famous like chicken and waffles place. So that was really cool. Got to hang out with my brother and his girlfriend again. Yeah, we just, got to ride bikes around Stanford. I think went back to the Bay Area coming out of the Redwoods, kind of there. And then we went to this like old fort that was used, it said 1938, so it was like during World War II, because for some reason I guess they thought that we were going to be invaded from the ocean over there. So like there was all these like old forts, and now it's like a dog beach, so there's all these dogs everywhere, and it's super cool. Went to go check out the tide pools, but it was high tide, so we didn't really get to see that. Got to see some awesome hang gliders. Got to hang out in downtown Palo Alto, got to see like Atherton and all the big bougie houses, like got to, you know, ride mountain bikes and got to go rollerblading. Yes, I brought my rollerblades. And it was just a lot of fun. Got to hang out with, you know, we stayed at James' family's house, and his sister who's pregnant, so he's gonna have his, you know, first nephew. He gets to be the cool uncle. She's due in October. So yeah, his sister came to visit from Davis with her husband and their dog Enzo, super cute. And just, yeah, lots of fun. Spent our last night at a place called Celia's, and it was a Mexican restaurant. Hung out with his cousin, his best friend, who I finally got to meet. So we were in the parking lot afterwards, and I was like, you know, I sing opera. So I'm singing opera in the parking lot of this Mexican restaurant, and there's these old people, and they're backing up in their car. They're like hearing the opera. They legit hit a Suburban, and I started laughing, but I didn't stop singing. Like, we watch a little car accident happen, but you just keep singing, you know? And so it was like freaking hilarious. We had a good talk and everything. And then, yeah, that night had a good rest, got up pretty early in the morning, and just headed back to here in Tempe. It was just over 10 hours because we did make a few stops. We had to stop at Burger King, you know. You know, check out a few things, a lot of pit stops to the baño. But yeah, it was a great trip. I'm glad to be back. Picked up a few things. I picked up the black and gold tarot when I was in downtown Palo Alto, a little metaphysical shop there. I picked up a miniature Rider-Waite Smith deck from a little metaphysical shop in Half Moon Bay. I picked up the Kali Oracle when we were in the city, San Francisco, at something called Rose and Sword, or Sword and the Rose. Really cool shop that was recommended by his cousin. Let's see, I picked up some shoes at a vintage shop, of course, at Hayton Ashbury. Because, I mean, how do you not get some cool hippie shoes in the freaking epicenter of where the hippie movement took place, right? Stopped at the original Ghirardelli store, you know, this huge plaza where they got all kinds of like Ghirardelli and little shops. And I think not too far from there was a place where they make fresh sourdough bread at Fisherman's Wharf. So yeah, that was kind of like the second to last day that we were there. So yeah, I'm all stocked up on chocolate. I'm a little hyped up on chocolate right now. And yeah, it was a great trip. I'm really glad to be home though, because it was kind of cold. It's beautiful. The trees are beautiful. I enjoy the greenery, but it's way too cold for me. If I've got to be wearing a jacket and a sweatshirt and pants, and my little brown flesh has to be that covered, we know that we've stepped into the Arctic, okay? So I like to just be able to run around in tank tops and shorts and just like soak up the vitamin D. You know, it's a little humid right now, but yeah, I'm a little lizard at heart, you know, I'm a little desert girl at heart. So as soon as like I opened the door to the rental when we pulled into our apartment and I heard the call of the Chihuahuan ravens, I'm like, I'm home. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy all the video, and yeah, I will catch you spiritual homies later. Please enjoy the, I don't know, take you back in time to my trip. So peace, love, and chicken grease.
Papa, you want to say something for the camera? Say hello.
Hi, how are you, man?
You have to say the camera.
I made it to 34. I'm glad. Not 40 yet. So once you hit 40, you're just going downhill.
So are you talking to your future self?
Yeah, I'm her.
No, he's my younger brother.
I'm younger, but take pictures all together.
You're being double screened, bro.
You need an autograph too.
Oh, yeah. And I got my brother a Macanudo cigar. I have a Padron. And he has a pipe. We're just chilling in the park with random people who like to also sit in the park with their car engines on at night.
before we go off and do some things today in the Bay Area.
Day one in Palo Alto, and now I'm on Stanford University's campus and taking a look at the sculptures of Rodin. So let's take a look. on the grill, and we had a fun time mountain biking today. We went around kind of on some little nature trails, but we went all over Stanford. We went to the local high school. We saw some donkeys. We went through the local cemetery. Like, it was really awesome. So anyway, let's get ready for it.
again. It's a rich thing.